Welcome to the sewing tutorial of this dress. If you have not seen the video where I drafted the pattern for this dress, please check my previous video. I will leave a link to the video in the description box. You can check that out. Here are some of the materials I'll be using for this sewing tutorial. Here is my fringe. It is about 30 inches long. Then this is my fabric. I used about 2 yards. And these are my patterns, the front, the back, and also the sleeve pattern. Now let's move ahead to the sewing. I've gone ahead to cut all my patterns out. This is my back. The next one I'm adding is my front pattern and then my sleeve pattern. I used my short sleeve pattern to cut the long sleeve for my off shoulder. I will start sewing with the front. If your front has a side dart, go ahead and sew that in. So sorry, the light reflection on this fabric is too much because it's white, but what I'm doing there is try to show you my side dart. I'll go ahead and sew my side darts on both sides, but if your pattern does not have a side dart, you can skip this step. And after I'm done sewing the side dart, I will join all the sides together. For the sleeve, I'll also go on to join each side together. When I was done with that step, I'll go ahead to turn my sleeve wrong side out and I'll join it to the bodies of my dress. At this point, I've gone ahead to join my sleeve to my bodice at the armhole. When I was done doing that, I measured around my off shoulder to confirm the measurement I have there. Then I discovered that it was way bigger than the off shoulder measurements I was working with. So what I'm trying to do is to remove the sleeve, then we'll tighten the bodice. So here I am left with the bodice without the sleeve. So we're going to do a bit of tightening now. So I'm going to fold my bodice like that. First, we're going to be working on the front. What we're going to be doing is very simple. You're going to find the difference between your actual off shoulder measurement and the one you measured on your dress. So when you find that difference, for example, if your actual off shoulder circumference you're working with is 40 and the one on your dress turns out to be 42, so it means your dress is 2 inches bigger than the off shoulder measurement you need. So you're going to divide that 2 inches by 4. That would be 0.5 inches, and you are going to keep that in mind. So whatsoever your result is, mine was 1 inch. You're going to come to the edge of your fabric at the armhole like you see me do, and you're going to mark your own difference. So mine was 1 inch. I'm going ahead to mark my 1 inch. You will then go in with your armhole curve and redraw your armhole. It's as simple as that. I could have done this on my pattern already, but because I'm working with a stretchy fabric, sometimes the fabric stretches out, so I just rather wait to do this on my fabric to save me having to do this process like multiple times. So just go in to redraw your armhole and try to follow your original armhole curve, and then we're going to cut that excess out. So after doing this on your front, you go ahead and repeat the same process at the back. This almost keep my mind in a situation where your own difference after dividing it by 4 is more than 1.5 inches. I would not advise that you take all of that from your armhole. If not, your sleeve will not fit in properly. So what you are going to take out from your armhole is about 1 inch or 1.5 inches. That's the maximum. So what you are going to do is, if you have anything left, for example, if your own difference after dividing it by 4, you have about 2 inches, you can take about 1 inch from the armhole, then you come to your back, you will find your dart line, and you are going to take 0.5 on each side like I've done here, and you're going to make a dart. So when you take this on both sides of your back, it means you would have taken out the remaining excess. To recap, when you are trying to tighten your off shoulder, do not take more than 1 inch or 1.5 at the armhole. Then if you have more tightening to do, you will make a dart at your back, sharing whatever you have left equally, and you can sew in that dart just so that your sleeve will be able to fit in properly, because I don't like reshaping the sleeve if I can avoid that. I hope you get that. Now that this is out of the way, we can now go back and fix our sleeve again. When you are satisfied with what you have, now it is time to cut our fold over. So what you are going to do is to measure around your off shoulder, and we're going to use that to cut. So what I'm basically doing here is to measure the length of my fold over. For the height, that will totally depend on your preference, whether you want it to be small or you want it to be wide. So for me, I think I used about 8 inches. That also means that I factored in my sewing allowances. And also, mind you can cut this as a single strip of fabric, but I don't want to sew have any seam at the base of my fold over. So you notice that at the base of this fabric it is on fold, and I'm going to be joining at this area where I am making my marks. I don't know if that makes any sense. When you have confirmed all your measurements, then you are going to cut your piece out. So here is what my piece looks like after cutting out. Now it is time to join the fold over piece to the main dress. So what I'm doing here is to find the midpoint, that's the center front of my dress. I will make a clip at that point, and I'll also find the midpoint on my fold over piece and then pin the 2 points together. When you're pinning, ensure to pin your fold over at the wrong side of your dress. So when you turn, you flip like that, you're going to flip to the right side. If you have an overlock machine, you can go ahead and overlock your armhole at this point and your sleeve before you join your fold over piece. So I'll go ahead now and sew my fold over to my dress and come back. This is what the wrong side looks like when I was done sewing. Then when you pinch and fold over, you're going to have something like this. If you're going to be adding a zipper to your dress, it is time to fix your zipper, and then we can proceed to adding fringes to the dress. This is what the hem of my dress looks like. You can overlock the hem before you start adding your fringes. So here is my fringes. I think most fringes come with wefts like this. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. The method I'm using to attach this fringe to the dress is to pick my fabric at the hem like this. I will fold it in, then I will place the weft of my fringe underneath it like that. I hope you can see what I'm doing. Then I top stitch. I'll go over to my sewing machine now and show you what I mean. So like I said, I'm trying to fold the hem of my dress, and then I will slip my fringe underneath it. But when I'm sewing, I will not start from the tip of my fringe. I'll go in by about 1 inch so I can join the two ends of my fringe at the end. I'll leave this video to play for a while so you can watch how I am joining these two together. So you continue like that till you get to the very end. Then when you are close to the end, You are going to measure what is enough to connect the two ends of your fringe together. Then you remove the excess like I am doing. Then you're going to take out your dress from your sewing machine so that you can properly place your fringes together and sew the ends. When you're done sewing the ends of your fringes together, then you can take it back to your sewing machine and finish fixing your fringe to your dress. At the time I was editing this video, I could not find the video I took of this dress anymore, but it turned out to be a very beautiful dress on my client. So thank you for joining me on today's episode. Do well to like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.